My loving students, welcome back to your second class. Today, I am going to deal with the last part of the sonnet. Of William Shakespeare, Sonnet 18. Let's resume to the third quatrain of the poem. This first quatrain of 4 lines, second quatrain of 4 lines, and the ninth line. From the ninth line, the poet has introduced the line with a but. This is a turn. This is a turn of the poem. Actually, the poet wants to linger with his proposition, his suggestion there. But now he takes a turn. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. But now the poet wants to tell you know thy means your, thy eternal summer, your eternal perennial summer shall not fade. That means the poet wants to tell the poet that the beauty of his friend. That means here eternal summer, summer means not the season, summer means the beauty. So the poet's eternal beauty shall not fade. The poet lays much emphasis, and this word shall instead of the will tells us that the poet lays enough emphasis on the fact that the beauty of the poet's friend will never fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou wast. And the poet again tells us that the poet's friend has in his possession, possessions means that you have owned, or that you own something, some asset. No lost possession. That means the poet wants to tell that the poet's friend has enormous beauty, has that beauty belongs to his friend, will never fade. Now this line, nor shall death brag, nor shall death brag, thou wanderest in his shade. The poet wants to tell, death brag means boast, takes pride. Death is proud to take every living being into its shade. That means into the chamber of death. It is the pride of death. Death finishes everything. But in the case of the poet's friend, death will fail to do so. That means his friend will wander, his friend will roam about, move in his shade, in the shade of death. That means his friend will travel in the shade of death, but death will be unable to kill him. So death will fail to take the poet's friend into the chamber of death. When in eternal lines to time thou growest, because the poet's friend will continue to live, and not only live, he will grow, he will expand, he will be extended to far and further limits of the world. How follow these lines, eternal lines to time. Here in the figure of speech we call it pun, P-U-N, pun. That means it has two meanings. Here the eternal lines, the lines of this particular poem, Sonnet 18. Maybe eternal lines of time, eternal lines to time means in the lines in the stream of time. That means the flow of time. in the eternal lines to time thou growest. That means the civilization will continue to flow. The time will continue to flow. But the poet's friend, instead of dying, instead of decay, he will live and grow and expand and be a very such a person who will reach to every heart, every soul. So in this particular 4 lines, the poet tells us that the status of his friend will never be diminished, rather it will grow and expand. Instead of bare living. So you can easily understand this particular stanza. The poet actually wants to tell his friend that the lines of his poetry will give him a life. Now the concluding couplet. Actually this is the conclusion of his all the propositions. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to the beautiful lines. Beautiful conclusion with the rhyming couplet. So long as men can breathe. You can easily understand, students, what the poet wants to tell. As long as men can breathe and eyes can see. How long our eyes can see? Our eyes can see as long as the civilization exists. How long you will breathe? As long as the human civilization is there on the earth. So, his poetry, the Sonnet 18, the poet has firm belief that is art, that is immortal art, will live as long as human civilization exists. And so you can easily understand, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this. Up to that point, lives this. Here this means the Sonnet 18. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So the poet wants to tell, and this poem gives life to thee. That means this poem will give you the life. Not only life, but also wonderful liberty to reach every human heart. Only to tell the poet's passionate love for his beloved friend, the Earl of Southampton. So in this concluding line, the poet wants to tell us that actually he wants to focus, or he wants to glorify the immortality of art. Art is immortal, and through art, other persons can also be immortalized. So the immortality of his friend can be done only with his verse, with his sonnet, Sonnet 18. So here the poet actually glorifies his own poem, and if his poem lives, if his poem exists, his friend will automatically exist, because the lines of poetry have arrested him forever and forever and forever. Right now, this is the poem, very easy to understand. I think you have understood it, and I will not confuse you, but I will give you some questions, some MCQ, SAQs, and the broad questions also. But before that, I think you have to understand the poem, you have to realize it, you have to read between the lines. If you fail to understand anywhere, don't hesitate to report me. Till then, thank you. Now I have to break the silence, because you know you have been given a lot of time. Now in 2020, HS examination, there were two SAQ questions. One question was when the darling birds can be seen. Actually, in which month? This was the question. And the second question was, and every fair from fair sometimes decline. What does the line mean? Students, these are the two questions of SAQ that were reflected in the 2020 question paper, English question paper, and I am shortly telling you about the MCQ also, and the broad question also I am telling you. So students, first of all, I invite your questions. If you have any confusion from any corner, please do not hesitate to tell me. I am waiting, just waiting. Still, the first one. You know, death has omnipotent power. Death takes away everyone, every living being, and it is the pride of death. The poet has personified death here, but though death is able to take everyone in its shade, but it will fail to take the poet's friend to its shade. That means the poet's friend is deathless, immortal. And later you will understand that the poet has injected the injection of immortality through a medicine. The name of the medicine is verse, sonnet 18. I think you have understood. Still, if you do not understand, do not hesitate to tell me. Now, when in eternal lines thou growest, here thou means you. You mean the poet's friend. Growest means grow. That means the poet's friend grows where? In the lines of his verse, in the lines of sonnet 18. So, and the lines are eternal because the lines would not die a death. As long as the civilization exists, the poet firmly believes that those lines will be read by the human beings across the civilization, across the globe, and in these lines the poet's friend will live forever. Now the next question, thy eternal summer. Let us break it. Thy means your, eternal means immortal, and summer means here. Here summer means the beauty. Now let us have our meaning. Your eternal beauty. Here summer symbolizes beauty. So thy eternal summer, that means your eternal beauty, your immortal beauty will never be faded by any attacks, be it natural, be it unnatural, etc. Because because where the poet's friend will live forever. Now the essay type questions from this particular poetry can be in this way. How does the poet compare his friend to a Samaj day? This is the first question. Second question, the last two lines, the last couplet. Explain the last couplet. This is the second question. Third question, consider this poem as a love poem. Consider this poem Sonnet 18 as a love poem. Students, you must remember there may be any line, and after quoting this line, questions may occur in breakup system. So understanding the poetry, understanding the poem is very important. What are the disadvantages of summer? Summer has no doubt exquisite beauty. Summer has amazing beauty. But it still has some disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? These are the questions generally followed.